monk.
Hey, this is Jerry Springer court.
Yeah.
Alright.
Seated?
So I'll call people up for Brent when he needs them called up.
Alright.
I'm kidding, for crying out loud. I have a freaking robot.
Alright, so I'll start. I'll do my opening remarks.
The judge is in charge of the court. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I need like a court assistant, but I don't know what's going on.
Well, are you going to tell them that you read their briefs and now that's opening arguments? Or?
Would you each like to see
Ned is the defendant.
Okay. Court is in
Ladies
session.
and gentlemen of the court, this person is
The jury.
of the jury. The plaintiff here is going to try and assess fault for a stolen bicycle 6 years ago. He's going to give you a solve case. He's going to tell you, but what we're trying to figure out is fiduciary responsibility. Who is responsible for the financial cost of this bike? And I will lay out the facts, which are undisputable. The plaintiff asked me to store his bike in my garage. I didn't ask for his bike. He simply was leaving and wanted to store his bike in my garage. The bike, no.
Not during his opening.
Not
no.
during
No. So he stored the bike in my garage. It was stored there. The door was left open to the garage for a matter of moments. The bike was stolen, and the plaintiff believes that it's my financial spot because he opted to store the bike in my house. We weren't using the bike. We weren't getting benefit from it. We have no liability for the bike. That's my claim. And I will bring up my first witness.
No.
Okay, Your Honor, I would say that every single thing that the defendant said is true. But I have a couple questions for the defendant. When I came to you and said, would you store my bike, what did you say?
Yes.
Okay. And so you said, yes, I will let you store your bike at my house.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And a couple months later, a member of your household decides or accidentally does not shut the garage door where all the homeless people walk behind your bike.
Behind my bike?
Behind your garage.
Yes.
Okay. And then the garage door is left open and then the bike is gone.
True.
So I would say because you said yes, you would store the bike. Now it's your responsibility when you leave the door open. I rest my case.
Okay. Did I sign any document saying I would take responsibility for your bike if it got stolen?
Blood. Blood brothers.
I don't know if that holds up in a court of law.
And that's why we're here.
So I would like to call my first witness, if I may.
I can't incriminate my spouse.
She's going to claim spousal privilege.
Spousal
It's privilege.
Spousal privilege!
All right.
Is that a
No.
Are you going to be a witness?
No. You can.
Yeah, let's ask.
Yes.
This isn't a criminal matter.
We just want her to swear you in, okay?
Yeah.
We just want to swear you in.
Okay.
Okay, raise your right hand.
Yeah, we can ask her questions.
Yes,
Raise
put
your right
your
hand.
down.
No,
Raise your right hand.
no, you don't need the beard.
That's
One
awesome.
hand on the Bible.
One hand on the Bible.
One hand on the Bible. You swear to
One
tell
hand-
the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, as far as I can remember, 6 years ago.
Okay. At any
Altered by
Mrs. Carner. At any point,
Who
do you
was Santi at the time?
Santi at the time,
That's true.
which might be a loophole in the system. We weren't married, so
The
you
judge
can't,
really
you can't plead the
needs
fifth. At any point, did you overhear me and the plaintiff accepting financial responsibility for his bike being at my house?
No.
Do you recall him signing any contract saying that I was responsible for any bike that was at the house?
No, I do not.
Were our items at equal risk when the door was left open?
Yes.
Okay.
So.
So, that's it.
right.
Before I incriminate. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I would say that after my bike was stolen, for about a year, we're going to claim it against our insurance.
Counsel, do you have questions for the witness?
Yes, I do.
Let's get to them.
I'm setting it up.
Let's skip the narrative and ask the witness. Some questions.
So, do you remember both you and your husband telling me that you would claim the bike lost to your insurance company and file a claim?
I do remember telling you that.
Bum bum bum. On what grounds?
Grounds I don't like her
And then after a year or two went by, and I asked about why the claim hadn't been filed, do you remember your response?
Yes, I
What was that?
do. Our insurance agent informed us it wouldn't be wise to make such a small claim on our
So you guys made the financial decision to basically screw a family member opposed to your insurance going up.
Can I object?
That's assumption, right? What do you call that?
Yeah,
So there's another.
That's a leading question.
Leading question.
I will add, though-
Wait. Are you done with your line of questioning?
I will add that my wife had previously plugged a toilet and we already had a claim on our insurance and they would have dropped it. Yes, you did! You plugged that in the unit below us.
You're bettering the witness.
Condo.
The insurance company
I just peed and it was just toilet paper.
But
Remember, you run
our
the rope.
insurance company would have dropped us if we had made the claim. Should we have to put ourselves and our home in financial jeopardy because he left his bike at our house?
No.
That's my point.
We should put.
Alright.
However, out of guilt, didn't we offer something? Not as out of liability.
Nothing was ever offered to me, but evidently, Your Honor, there was an agreement that went on between these two that he overrided her from offering me that agreement. But I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
It's just what I've heard through the grapevine.
You can go to us. You can ask her about it. You can
Well,
read
yeah.
it.
Yeah, what was the
You can
agreement
let
that
her
he
read
offered you?
Yeah.
You can recross.
You can recross. Because he asked more questions. The door has swung open, my friend.
I can't recall with exact clarity
there you
to
go.
testify in a court of law.
Well
The
done.
Oliver North method.
Well done.
Yeah.
I think very clearly this witness is not at fault, Your Honor. I just asked you to tell the defendant here, what you think is the right call.
My closing statement is, do I feel bad that his bike was stolen? Yes.
Oh, your sympathy now.
Yes.
Sympathy
But
vote.
am I financially responsible by allowing him to store his bike in my garage? Am I implicitly taking financial responsibility for his bike? That is the question among the court.
And I would argue that when you say yes, the neglect of storing the bike means you're financially responsible.
All right.
All right, I have a couple questions for both of you.
Okay. And the bike is a $3,000 bike, so it's not.
The important case law here. This is
Yes,
important
exactly.
stuff.
Now, as you all know, this will establish precedent. This is the infamous
Probably
Carner bike
cited
case
for years.
that will be taught in contract law for years to come.
Oh wait, I do have one more bit of fact.
Contract law.
That's what I'm getting
Can you
to.
produce a receipt to help us claim it?
Was there a contract ever signed, or is it just a gentleman's handshake that yes, you can store your bike in my garage?
Definitely no contract.
No contract.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you have had an option to store it in some other place? Could you have paid for it to be stored in some place where you know it would have been secured with a lock that you could have bought?
Sure.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And you do realize that there could be sticky issues with you claiming someone else's property on your own insurance.
And I wouldn't want to do that to my integrity.
Oh, wow. The integrity is about like this.
Or your insurance rate.
Now, the problem, counsel, is that there's a little something called assumption of risk. And you assumed a hell of a lot of risk by entering into a situation where there's no contract, there's no spelled out fiduciary duties. This was just someone being kind to let you store his bike in his garage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes.
So given that there's no contract, you certainly had other options to store your bike someplace where you knew it would have been secure. And you were certainly well aware that there were homeless people that walked by that could have stolen a bike in this neighborhood.
Well, I wasn't aware that the garage door was left open.
Were you aware that there were nefarious elements in this neighborhood, possibly?
Really? No.
Not
Not really. Once it got stolen.
Then you became well aware.
Yeah.
It was actually that time that you became aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would actually honestly argue that, families, Ned needs to store stuff at my house. I'm going to say yes. I'm not going to leave the keys in the ignition if he says, hey, you let me store the car at my house.
But it certainly wasn't willful conduct of him leaving the garage door open. Is that safe to say?
Yeah. Well,
And it's
lack of...
It's not willful. You
No.
can't argue I willfully left the garage door open, have my son
With a
stolen in your...
neon arrow pointing, triathlon bike
No.
this way.
No. But some better care could have been taken.
Yes.
I would agree with that.
Granted, I would agree with that as well. Given
Yes.
that I agree with that, and given that I don't like the fact that you were even thinking of claiming that bike on your insurance, we're gonna split the baby on this, okay? And I'm gonna rule in favor of Ned Carner being not fiduciarily responsible for your bike. However, you will pay Tyler Carner $500 for the purchase of a new bike.
No!
You're lucky. You got off soft. I'll bet the deal you had with Kim was better. I'll bet that's better than the deal
You
you had
could
with
offer me
Kim.
the deal she was offering.
All right.
All right.